watching you on television, and it's...
That's the secret password that we use down at the club. And Zero Docus, Mucha Crocus, Hullabalooza fan means now you are a member of King's TV Club with Stan and Nomo and Hey You and Foghorn Peterson and Pepita the Flea and Victorola.
All right. Yeah.
Don't remember the words.
Thank you very much. And
thank you, Curt.
Let's see, we'll put that on here. Good evening and welcome to a special edition of Strummin Time Live. I'm your host, Commander Curt, and we have a very special guest today, Mr. Stan Boresen, and brings back a lot of memories. And you getting that on there?
Backwards.
Okay, but while he's doing that, let me tell you about Strummin Time Live. We're a live television show done here every week called Strummin Time Live. Now I see Stan's ready, so let's relax. Okay.
Testing, coming in.
On live television.
Yes.
Well, Mr. Boresen, welcome to Strummin Time Live, and it's a pleasure to have you here.
Curtis, to be here.
Just wanted to let you know that I grew up watching you on television, and it's a lot of good old days. Speaking of good old days, let's talk about those. How did you yourself get into television, Mr. Boresen?
Well, I was out at the University of Washington. I was a junior there, and that's when television came to Seattle, about 1948. 48. And the program director came out there. His name was Lee Shulman, and he came out there to line up a group of us that were students out there, but entertained. You know, we were in a little club called Club Encore. And he auditioned several of us, and then we put on a half-hour show because they were looking for things to fill time. You know, they had charades on and everything else to just fill time because there was no network, and they just run movies and, you know, things. So after that was over, that show was over, he asked Art Bardoon, a pianist, and myself if we'd like our own little 15-minute show.
Wow.
And so they went down to Sherman and Clay, and they got a trade out for a piano, so Art would have something to play on. Of course, I had my accordion. But there was no network, and so if our 15-minute show, if we had a couple more numbers to do, he'd just give us a stretch, you know, and we'd sing a few more songs, or we'd do anything, you know, just... And one night we had Gloria Swanson on, and the show went for 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Wow.
He just let her talk,
That's interesting.
because she was so interesting.
That's neat. Okay, well, before I have you do a number, we've got some classic video for the Stan Boresen fans at home from the Stan Boresen Show. So if we're ready to roll that video, we'll go ahead and do that. And let's take a look at it. Here's Stan Boresen's...
and over there, Mo, over there's where all your old hats are. Why, no, Mo, do you remember how the gang used to mail in all those hats for you to wear? Isn't that terrific?
Hats, tell me please which hat should she wear today? Hats, tell me please which part does she want to play? She's got so many hats it's hard to tell which one. Thin ones, fat ones, white ones, green ones, blue ones, and talk about your beanies. Hats, you can change your hat and you get a... Who turned out the lights? Hats, you can find that there isn't a greater gift. I like that. Why don't you change your chapeau? Why not a lily dog shade? Why you ought to get a new hat today? Daniel Boone. Hats, tell me please which hat should she wear today? Hats, tell me please which part does she want to play? She's got so many hats, it's hard to tell which one. Hi, Mick. Tall ones, thin ones, fat ones, wide ones, beanies, and talk about the tall ones' hats. She can change her hat and she gets the left. Big chief, hats, you will find that there isn't a greater gift. Why don't you change your chapeau? Why not a lily dog shade? Why, she ought to get a new hat today, right away. She ought to get a new hat today. Oh, are you planning to go skiing?
I want to play that ever popular alone. That's because nobody would play with me, but here I go. I'll take that. No, it isn't alone. For my first number, I'm going to play that ever popular Nola. Just look like a loan there.
There seems to be, just a second, there's a terrible lump there.
Wait, Mo can't see a thing down here on the floor. Just...
What do you mean, putting that dog? Get that dog off of there.
Oh, no. She wants to see how pizza's
But that's against the health laws.
Well, what can we do?
Here, put a hairnet on her. For heaven's sake.
Oh,
we don't
I should have thought of that.
Well, this is a high-class restaurant.
There. Now she all right?
Hines refused to come here. Yes, that's marvelous.
I rushed out to my car and picked out a whole bunch of my favorite paintings. And this one here is lovely. This is a school of fish with one dropout, you see. This is my famous painting here of Thomas Edison just before he invented the electric light bulb. And this is the picture of Thomas Edison right after he invented the light bulb. There was this blinding flash which wiped out everything. This is my famous painting of a zebra. He was crossing behind two rocks at the time, so you don't get too good perspective of that. This is my famous painting. Wait till I read it. This is a herd of buffalo eating grass, and you wonder where the buffalo is. Well, you see, they have ate all the grass, and they've gone to look for more grass. That's why it's like... This is my famous picture. I did this up in Alaska. This is my painting of 3 salmon and 1 smelt. And the whole thing sort of has an odor about it, I think.
Yes.
You've heard of Whistler's mother? Well, this is Mother's Whistler here. It's a cute little thing.
Oh, boy.
Toot, toot to you, I'm a little kid.
boy.
That's
enough. Don't overdo it.
And this one here, against the pizza.
You said that.
Yep. Oh, all right. I will hurry. Answering all your questions and problems of the day. And here we come with a question from Al A. Mood of High Calorie, California. He goes on. I am studying current events in school. Could you tell me what you think of red china? Yes, I could. I think red china is just wonderful on a pink tablecloth.
I'm here too.
Say, I want to tell you, and I want to thank the gang for you, and I hope you'll thank them too for all the wonderful presents that you've been receiving lately. We haven't had a chance to look at them lately, but I thought that today we'd take just a minute or two to thank some people. Here's one that says, Pepita, here is a goose for your Sunday dinner. Chris Hermans, who is 7 years old.
Oh, muchas gracias. It's nice.
Isn't that nice?
I'm gonna have to pull this again.
Let's walk.
Oh, okay. I think I'm off. I'm all back again.
Let's go.
Let's have a snack.
All right.
Hi, gang. You're just in time for another meeting in King's Clubhouse with Stan Boresen and all the gang. Today we've got some dandy cartoons. It's Zoo Day. The old-timers got to be on hand. And I think Stan is doing all of his spring cleaning today. Anyway, there's a lot of activity around the clubhouse, so come on in and find a seat and get ready to sing the theme song.
Hi there, gang. Well, it really... Hey, out there in television land. Well, it's a real extremely pleasure to be here with my famous program, The Swedish Answer Man, answering all the problems. But what? Thank you for the makeup. My first question.
Also, whether to be too much, too bad, right? I are Sam Samoto, who are dropping by Clubhouse to sing beautiful music. I have my favorite song, which I just love to sing, called I Call My Girlfriend Hinges, because she's something to adore. Which are on the flip side of Show Me a Home Where Buffalo Roam, I Show You Filthy House. All right, we just record this on 12 2-inch records, which we've been using for buttons, selling just like a hotcake. Hope it starts to sell like a record pretty quick. All right, please, to play on the piano with a whole tenor one. Oh, good. Yes, sir, just my baby. No, sir, not a mini lady. Yes, sir, just my baby now. After put your arm is a real cool one. Yes, sir, we are decided. No, sir, we are not hiding. Yes, sir, just my baby now. Yes, indeed, you are exceedingly joyed. By the way, Heidi, hi, yes, sir. When the meeting is at the preacher, I say, hello, Pappy. Me feeling wacky. Just had a little cup of sake. Yes, sir. Just my baby. No, sir. Not a lady. Yes, sir. Just my baby now. By the way, Heidi, hi. By the way, Heidi, hi, when I'm eating that preacher, I say, hello, Joe. What do you know? What I'm cooking in Tokyo? Yes, sir. Just my baby. No, sir. Not a lady. Yes, sir. Just my baby now. Yes, indeed, you're a real cute chick. Sayonara. Banzai. You know like? Oh, you know like my music. Oh, you know like my music. Oh, so sorry.
18 years here for me and 13 for Nomo at King Television. And we just wanted to say what a pleasure it's been working here all these 18 years. It's just gone by like a few weeks. We want to thank all the crew and all the directors and all the people here at King from the top right on down for being so nice to us for all these many years. And Doug, this is Doug Setterberg, who does Phineas and Foghorn and Hey You, and yeah, Hey You the most. And Nomo is very tired. She's 13. So we're going to go home and take a little rest. And thanks again, and be good kids. Zero doctors, moocher clockers, hullabaloos above. That's the secret password that's we use down at the club. Zero doctors, moocher clockers, hullabaloos a band. Now you are a member of TV Club with Stan. Bye, gang.
Hey, y'all, how y'all doing?
How are ya, Commander?
All right, y'all.
Well, that was fun. You know, I hadn't seen it.
I'm the WASHBOARD Willie, y'all. I just came up from Texas, y'all, to see Commander Curt. I see he's not here, y'all.
Oh, I see. Well, I'll pinch it while he's away.
Okay. This is an accordion, y'all. Now, do you put your money in there down there, y'all? No? You don't?
No, but you squeeze a lot.
Oh,
Nothing happens unless you squeeze. Hard.
Squeeze it hard? Oh. Idiot. There y'all. Well, hey, y'all, what do you say you teach me a number and folks at home along there in the studio audience can clap along, y'all?
Okay,
what you got
you're going to play
y'all?
that thing, huh?
I'm going to play this thing, yeah. I do my laundry with it too, y'all.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Okay, here's the one you probably know.
Okay.
Roll out the barrel. We'll have a barrel of fun.
Let's hear it clap.
Roll out the barrel. We've got the blues on the run. Sing, boom, torero. Ring out a song of good cheer. Now's the time to roll the barrel, for the gang's all here.
Well, hey,
How about I'll give you a hand on that.
Oh, thank you all.
You can play that thing.
No applause, y'all, just money. Well, Mr. Boresen, y'all, how y'all doing? You had a TV show back in 1960, wasn't y'all? I saw part of that video coming in here, y'all.
I went to you all. I went off the air, I think, in 67.
67, y'all.
67. I was down at King for 18 years.
Wow. Wow, y'all. Well, you know what, y'all? I'm going to let Mr. Boresen here, and I'm going to go see if I can't catch Mr. Commander Curt, y'all. So why don't you go ahead and do a long number there, y'all, and I'll see y'all next week.
Okay, you sure will.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
you know.
Back to Texas, y'all. Go ahead.
Okay.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all. I love my favorite hobby, of course, is to take songs that are very popular, and then I change the words, and I see how long it takes them to become unpopular. And I've had wonderful luck with this. See, when you go back to make a record, I have 14 albums out now and 2 videos. I also have 2 videos. You saw part of my video. But anyway, you take about 20 songs back with you to New York when you record, and they cut it down to 12. and the best ones never get on the records. But anyway, here's one that didn't make it either. Take that toupee from your head, put your peg leg out of sight, lay your teeth beside the bed, what's left won't make it through the night. When it's springtime up in Sitka, I'm heading out to sea. I just got to earn some pinger, that's money, 'cause I'm broke as I can be. And when I get back to Sitka, I'm gonna marry Inga Britt. I know I shouldn't do it, 'cause my wife'll have a fit. Well, holy true snooze, and I don't care. Holy true snooze, and I don't care. Holy true snooze, and I don't care. It dribbles down his chin. One day he took a great big chaw, and he dislocated his upper yaw. And his lower yaw was also loose from chewing on, all together now. Holy true snooze, and I don't care. Holy true snooze, and I don't care. Holy true snooze, and I don't care. It dribbles down his chin. And here's one that made it. When I was a little bitty baby, my mom used to rock me in a rowboat in those old cold wet fjords back home. When I was a little bitty baby, my mom used to rock me in a rowboat in those old cold wet fjords back home. But when that north wind starts a blowing, you can't do very much rowing in those old cold wet fjords back home. It was down near Copenhagen, just about a mile from a big hay wagon in those old cold wet fjords back home. It was down near old Helsinki, just about a mile from a skating rinky in those old cold wet fjords back home. La 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 la.
That's great.
Well, just a lot of corny stuff.
A lot of corny stuff. It's great stuff. You wrote that stuff yourself.
Here we go again.
There we go.
Oh, here.
Okay. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Commander Curt, and welcome again to Strummin Time. We're doing a special tribute to Mr. Stan Boresen. All right. Let's get that chord like that. Now we're in accordance with the show.
Oh.
Mr. Boresen.
That's my dad. I'm Stan.
Stan. Okay. Stan? Did I call you Stan?
Yes, please do.
All right. What did you do after you were on the show, or after the show went off the air? What did you do then?
Well, my wife and I have a tour company.
Really?
And we take tours all over the United States and Canada, and we're getting ready to do one to Europe. We're doing 5 tours this year, and we just got back from New Orleans and up the Mississippi on the Delta Queen, and our next one is North and South Carolina.
Wow.
And then from there on we go heli hiking up in the northern BC mountains. And then we do Branson, Missouri again. You know Branson was where all the entertainment is.
No, I did not know that.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
I've heard of Branson.
Oh, gosh. There's 36 theaters down there now.
Wow.
All the biggies are there. Wayne Newton, Andy Williams, they're all down there.
Does it say Stan Boresen down there, too?
No, well, I go down there. I have my accordion along. And then our last one will be Nova Scotia this year. So we have a lot of fun with I have the accordion, you know, if we're on a bus. I have the accordion, and we have songbooks, and we do a lot of singing and have a lot of fun.
So how did you learn how to play the accordion?
Well, I wasn't supposed to be an accordion player. My mother was a guitar, she played the guitar, and she took me downtown in Everett. My home is in Everett. I'm a seagull. And she took me downtown there to Buell Music under Burnett's jewelry store, and she wanted me to learn the guitar. And the music teacher there, his name was Mel Odegaard, and he said, well, now I'll teach you some chords, and then you sing the melody. And I was 12 years old. I was very bashful. And I says, no way am I going to sing. So he says, well, I also teach the accordion, so why don't you trade in the guitar on accordion, and then you can play the melody on one side, and you can chord on the other, and you don't have to sing.
Excellent.
So that's how come I took up the accordion.
Let's talk about some of your characters that were on your show. Like, as you saw in the video there, that was totally hilarious. My favorite was the Chinese guy. That was you, was it not?
Yes, it was. But isn't that something that you can't do that anymore, you know? Because there's not many. The Scandinavians are about the only people left that don't mind you singing about them. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I go into the Sons of Norways and I tell all these dumb jokes, you know, and they just split laughing. And but you know, actually, I learned a lot of those Japanese songs, and the Japanese American Society invited me down to one of their monthly meetings. Well, I don't think you can do that anymore. I just don't. Everybody's too sensitive, you know. They think you're poking fun at them. You're not poking fun at them.
You're having fun
with them.
Yes,
yeah, with
exactly,
them. Oh,
exactly.
absolutely. So anyway, but Nomo, of course, was the star of the show. She lived 16 and a half years, and that's because she didn't wear out anything. It was all just like the day she got it, because she slept her whole life away, you see.
Every time I turned the TV set on,
the only thing that would wake her up was a Hostess Twinkie. Did you see her do that?
Yes, I did, and I
hold a Twinkie down, you know, and she's sound asleep, and pretty soon she'd come alive, and she'd be alive. But she was a great dog, and she did all, you know, her famous tricks, you know, like open one eye and close the other one. She'd wag her tail if I helped. But she was, and we had songs that we sang for her, you know.
What has my curiosity the most is the guy that was in the closet. I remember him so much, and I always wondered, how did he ever get his refrigerator in there, and how did he live in the closet? You never saw him.
Mike Rhodes. No, if you saw him, we'd have to pay him. No, we couldn't see him. But he was so nice, he'd come down there, you know, and do that, you know, just for nothing, just because he'd like to do it. And then we'd sing songs together, of course.
Okay.
But I'll tell you something interesting. You know, I used to open the door to the closet and look in there, and then they'd put on a film of all these cars rushing to the Battery Street Tunnel, you know, and they would be going about, well, we speed up the film. It looked like they're going 100 miles an hour. And I'd say, boy, there's a lot of traffic in the Battery Street Tunnel today. And a policeman called me on the phone. And he says, I don't think you should do that anymore. And I says, why? Well, he said, because yesterday we found 2 little 8-year-old boys walking through the Battery Street Tunnel looking for the door to your clubhouse.
Oh.
Can you believe that? So they were in there looking for they thought they could get in there. So we didn't do that anymore.
Yeah. And also one of my favorites was a gentleman who did Foghorn that always talked with a frog.
Yeah. Well, that was Doug Sederberg. And Doug Sederberg, we recorded the first 3 albums together, and then he started getting so hoarse that he couldn't sing. So I said, boy, Doug, you better check with a doctor. So he went to the doctor, and here he is, an announcer and a singer, and he had cancer of the throat on his vocal cords. So they lifted out the cancer, and it was just fine. He didn't have cancer anymore. But then he had to use that mechanical thing that you burn, you know, it sounds like that. Well, he didn't like doing that, so he took up the William Gargan method of speaking, and you swallow air and burp it up and make the words that way. He got so good at it that they invited him down, the National Cancer Association invited him down to New Orleans to give a speech, the way he talked then.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he was a great guy.
One more question is Pepita the Flea.
Pepita the Flea.
The little flea, as you saw on the video that was played.
Well, that was a piece of cardboard like this, and we had a magnet underneath it. And we put a little metal shaving there, and then we'd move that magnet around, and it would, you know, dance and everything. And then he got a whole army once. We had a whole bunch of little magnets. And he was giving them directions on, you know, about face and forward march and everything, and he got all mixed up, and they pushed them on. They all went off the whole side of the cardboard. And the kids started sending in little furniture and all kinds of stuff.
As we saw.
Yeah, Pepita the Flea.
Did you ever see, did you ever have any technical problems that were going on, or did anybody ever pull any pranks on you?
Every day.
Tell us very quickly before we leave this evening.
Well, one time I left my heart at the Goose Pluckers picnic, and I was supposed to be throwing feathers out of this big wash tub. You know, they had a bunch of chicken feathers in there. And just before we went on the air, the crew poured Caro syrup all over the feathers. So there it was.
All right.
We had a lot of fun.
Okay, well, we're going to say goodnight, and why don't you go ahead and take us out of here with a, we've got a couple minutes left, and go ahead and play us a number.
I think I know the thing you want me to do.
Yes, please, if you would. And we'll have our studio audience come on up here and say goodnight.
Zero Docus, Moocher Crockers, Hullabaloo's above. That's a secret password that we use down at the club. And Zero Docus, Moocher Crockers, Hullabaloo's a fan. Means now you are a member of King Stevie Club of Stan. Bye.
All right. We'll see you next week on Strum and Time Live. All right. Yeah.
Zero Docus, Moocher Crockers, Hullabaloo's above. That's a secret password that we use out at the club. And Zero Docus, Moocher Crockers, Hullabaloo's a fan. Means now you are a member of King Stevie Club of Stan. Hey!
Strum Time Live with special guest Stan Boresen. Go ahead and keep playing there. We've still got a couple seconds left. All right.
We do?
Yes, we do. All right, Strum Time Live. Yeah, thanks for coming on, Stan. We appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Oh, that's a